Growing up in a basketball-centric family, he was often compared to his legendary father, LeBron James. Early highlight reels showcased his impressive ball handling, sharp shooting, and court vision, earning him the title of a prodigy. This environment provided him with invaluable experience, but it also meant that the pressure of living up to the James legacy weighed heavily on him as he sought to carve out his own path in the sport. He got drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers, a franchise that's basically a global phenomenon. Says so much more than any words could express. It's reached a level of absurdity that's hard to ignore. Bronny landed a 4-year contract worth nearly $2 million a season. Now sure, in the grand scheme of NBA salaries, that might not be a ton, but for a player, some folks are calling the worst ever drafted. It's like tossing cash into a public toilet and then trying to fish it out for a snack. However, as the NBA draft approaches, questions about Bronny's readiness for the league are starting to surface. Every day that goes by, his decision to jump into the NBA looks more and more questionable. In his last 3 preseason games, he averaged just 11.9 minutes and put up a mere 0.7 points and 1.0 rebounds per game. The chatter surrounding LeBron's son has reached a fever pitch. He's often tossed into the same conversation as legends like Michael Jordan, and it's getting loud. Critics aren't just mumbling anymore. They're flat out declaring that Bronny isn't anywhere near ready for the big leagues. Some even went so far as to label him one of the weakest players on his college squad. The Trojans wrapped up the season with a disappointing 15-18 record, missing out on the NCAA tournament despite starting the year in the preseason top 25. Ouch. That certainly didn't do any favors for his reputation. As if that wasn't enough, the pressure to perform under the weight of his family name only added to the scrutiny. Fans were hoping to see him rise to the occasion, but instead, they watched as he struggled to make an impact. Each game was another chance to prove himself, yet the expectations loomed large, leaving many to wonder if he could ever step out of his father's shadow. This challenging season not only raised doubts about his abilities, but also highlighted the fierce competition in college basketball, where even the most talented players face immense hurdles.
Right now, Bronny James is in stable condition after suffering cardiac arrest during practice. He is the son of LeBron James.
The terrifying moment when Bronny suffered cardiac arrest during a workout earlier this year, it sent shockwaves through the basketball community. He collapsed during a routine practice, and it was a race against time as paramedics rushed in to help him. Thankfully, he got the life-saving treatment he needed at the hospital. This shocking incident put his career on hold and left everyone wondering how it would affect his performance moving forward. This scary incident not only put his basketball journey on pause, but also opened up important conversations about player health and safety. After a battery of tests, he received a clean bill of health and made an incredible comeback. But let's be real, dealing with the aftermath of something that serious isn't easy. The pressure to perform while recovering from such a life-altering experience is a lot for anyone to handle. It just shows how resilient he is to be back on the court, even as that moment lingers in the back of his mind and influences how he plays the game. Bronny showed flashes of the incredible talent we all know he possesses, like his killer ball handling and sharp court vision, but the overall performance was met with more criticism than celebration. Fans were on the edge of their seats, hoping to see him thrive, but many were left questioning if he was truly ready for the NBA spotlight. Some games were tough to watch, as he struggled to find his groove amidst the pressure. Critics didn't hold back, pointing out inconsistencies in his play, and that definitely led to some mixed feelings among Lakers fans. The stakes were high, and everyone was watching closely, waiting to see if he could turn those brief moments of brilliance into something more consistent. MVP Jaylen Brown unintentionally echoed what many were thinking. Bronny isn't quite ready for the pros yet, but don't count him out just yet. The buzz around him is still alive, with fans and analysts saying that once he sharpens his shooting and builds his confidence, he could really make some waves. The preseason, and it's starting to feel like Bronny is struggling even more than before. The chatter is getting louder, and it's raising some serious eyebrows, especially as it becomes more apparent that Bronny's been set up to stumble. An anonymous Eastern Conference executive and scout have come out and said it's not just wishful thinking from his inner circle. There's a growing sense that there might be a bigger picture at play. But Bronny has the defensive chops and a high basketball IQ, so if he puts in the work, he can absolutely turn things around. Fans are hoping to see him tap into that potential, and who knows, with the right mindset and dedication, he could rise to the occasion and prove all the doubters wrong. It's all about the journey now, and we're all here for the ride. It's a wild thought, but with all the pressure mounting, it's hard to ignore. As fans, we can't help but wonder if this is part of a master plan to help Bronny grow through adversity. The stakes are high, and every game is a new opportunity for him to prove himself. But until that happens, and the Lakers show they're a serious contender instead of a circus act, all eyes will remain on Bronny. The biggest loser in this situation is going to be him, unless he somehow steps up and starts knocking down over 30% of his open threes. It's a tall order, but that's the pressure he's under. And it's not just the Lakers feeling the heat, the Clippers are in total chaos too, facing a familiar set of problems. It's a wild time in LA basketball, and Bronny's journey is right at the center of it all. The stakes are high, and fans are eager to see how he navigates this challenging landscape. When it comes to the debate about whether Bronny James has gotten worse, we need to approach it with a bit of nuance. Sure, there are valid concerns about his statistical performance, but let's not overlook the bigger picture. Pressure, competition, injury, and skill development all play huge roles in his journey. Instead of viewing Bronny's progress as a step back, maybe it's time to appreciate the complexities of growing up as a young athlete in the spotlight. At the end of the day, Bronny James is still a talented player with immense potential. Yes, he faces challenges and comparisons to his legendary dad, but his journey is uniquely his own. As he continues to grow and adapt, it's going to be thrilling to see how he carves out his own legacy in the basketball world. The story of Bronny is far from over, and who knows, the best chapters might just be ahead of us. Thanks for tuning in to our look at Bronny James's journey. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for the latest updates on Bronny and all things basketball. We want to hear from you. Do you think he can rise to the occasion and silence the critics? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation alive and support this young talent as he makes his mark on the game. See you in the next video.
Clarify one thing you just said, which is Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned this, right? Bronny talks about his hard work.